when wine touches air or oxygen, it starts to break down. That's why wines are corked. That's why a wine that has been open sitting on your counter for a couple days, you go and taste it and it tastes all busted because it's been oxidized. So sulfur's in all wines. Sometimes it's less or sometimes it's more. The thinner skin grape varieties like Pinot Noir, and that means when I say thinner skin grape varieties, that means it's a lighter colored wine, right? Lighter colored red. Those are more volatile, so those need more sulfur. Sometimes you can smell sulfur on a wine. It smells like a match, right? After you light the match, that's what sulfur smells like. Tannin is another thing that you can feel that comes from grape skin. When you bite into a regular household grape, and you bite into the grape and the skin, you know how that skin, it kind of goes like this, if you just rub it on your mouth, and it's like, feels like your lips and your teeth are sticking, that's tannin. That also, the thinner the skin, the thinner the grape variety skin is, the less tannin. So it kind of goes together. So it could be a combination of something that's a dark, just pay attention to it. So it's mainly with red. So if it's a dark grape, dark wine, and you get a headache, then it could be a tannin thing. So just stick with lighter wines. If it's the opposite, stick with heavier wines.
I mean, some of the red wine doesn't give me headaches.
That's what I'm saying. So pay attention to which ones are which. Okay. Is it what grape variety specific that you're at? So just go out and research it. How much fun is that? So like try Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is very thin. Yeah. So try Pinot Noir. I would do Merlot because it's kind of right in the middle, and then Cabernet, which is a thick skin.
Well, the Merlot doesn't give me a headache.
It's like right in the middle. So one or the other, either Pinot or Cab, probably will. So figure out which one it is and go with the other one. Drink the other one.
Are you saying the tannin and the sulfur are already part of the grape itself, or are you adding?
Tannin's already a part of it.
Okay.
Tannin exists. Tannin's a natural existent. Sulfur is added.
Okay.
Sulfur's added. Depending on how much or how little of what the winemaker decides. That kind of stuff.
Both red and white?
Sulfur's added in both red and white. Sulfur has to be in order for it to, it stops oxidation. So it stops it from has anybody had a really old wine that's like almost like you can say white wine that goes kind of like a dark brown, or that is a red wine that turns brickish in color? Or again, like a white wine that's been sitting out, or a red wine that's been sitting out open, it becomes oxidized. So when it becomes oxidized, it's busted. It's bad.
It tastes like vinegar. It doesn't taste.
Oh, that's really bad. Yeah.
I mean, it starts with a vinegar taste to it. If you drink it, then it's like a week or two old at the counter.
Yeah. Well, and wine too. Wine is red wine vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
That's red
Is
wine.
port considered a wine?
It's fortified. It's a fortified wine, so there's actually spirit added back to it, which raises the alcohol to it. So yes, it is considered a wine, but it's fortified. So the alcohol is higher. So typically with port, with any dessert, like after fortified wine, like port, Madeira, sherry, those are fortified wines where their alcohol is higher than 17% alcohol.
Can you cook with oxidized wine?
Can you cook with oxidized wine? Yeah, I honestly would taste it first. It's not gonna kill you, it's not gonna hurt you. I would taste it first. Typically with people who cook with wine, yeah. I mean, if I have a bottle of wine that has been sitting open or that's maybe not good that I wouldn't serve to a guest, because it's like $16 a glass. So I'll do a quick taste and then I'll hand it to the chef and he'll make a sauce out of it. Yeah, you can do that, like deglaze a pan and stuff.
How is this relevant to the class?
Thank you.
I was gonna ask that. I mean, like this is really cool. Like, you know, like wine is great, but like.
But when I'm writing my blog, how does this relate to
New Orleans?
You know,
It's food.
Yeah.
Food and wine.
Culture,
I mean, you can leave if you don't want to I mean, I'm not forcing you to take the class, you know what I mean?
well, no, we're not saying that it doesn't. We're just saying to what aspect. Like, could you tell us about, your experience at the Windsor, or I don't know, the wine culture down here. I don't know anything about the wine culture down here. I mean, there's something that relates to New Orleans. My family grew up, we drink wine from right here with every meal.
Do you live here? Are you from here?
I'm from here, but my dad wanted to live in Greece, and so we moved back to the States. But we stayed in Greece, and in Greece you drink wine with everything. So I mean, I'm used to that, and I appreciate it. I drink wine today, but how does it relate to New Orleans?
It's cultural.
It's cultural.
Everything. And wine is cultural. New Orleans is a European culture.
Right.
I mean, I sell more European wines here than I've sold anywhere else. So in that sense, I mean, people drink wine every day. It's part of their culture. Like your culture, just because you're from Greece, I mean, there's people in New Orleans that grew up in New Orleans that drank wine the exact same way that you did. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cultural thing. You know, I think realistically in this city, I think more people drink old world wines than they do new world wines. New world wines are everything from non-Europe, right? That have a tendency to be higher alcohol. So here, because it gets so hot outside and things like that, you want something with a little bit lower alcohol, higher acid. So yeah, I mean, it's food. It's like a chef talking to you. It's the exact same concept. You know, food and wine related. It's all, this city eats and breathes food and beverage, right? Look at Bourbon Street. We're not talking about hurricanes or anything.